friends, welcome to Spiceindiaonline with me Mullai Madhavan. Today I'll be sharing the recipe and the method to make vegetable dum biryani using an instant pot. To begin with, we need to soak the rice. I've taken about a cup of basmati rice to which I'm going to add some water, cover it until it's fully immersed and soak it for about 45 minutes. A minimum of 30 minutes of soaking time is a must for any kind of dum biryani, and once that is done, plug in the instant pot and select saute mode. After placing the inner pot, add about 3 cups of water and bring it to a boil. In the meantime, rinse the rice a few times until the water runs clear. This way, your rice will be non-sticky and fluffy once it's cooked. Strain all the water and add just the rice to the boiling water. Mix about a teaspoon of salt and cook this for about 6 to 7 minutes. Check the texture of the rice from time to time. In about 7 minutes, the grains will look longer, a little fluffier on the outside and firm on the inside. At this stage, the rice will be about 70% cooked. It shouldn't look too mushy. When you press it with your finger, it should break into half. Now turn off the heat. Once the rice reaches this stage, strain off all the water from it using a colander and set the cooked rice aside. Now to make the base, once again turn on the saute mode. Start by heating some oil along with some ghee. Let's season it with some whole garam masala, starting with few bay leaves, 1 star anise, few cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, some fennel seeds, cumin seeds, few green chilies and some finely sliced onions. Saute these for about 10 to 15 minutes until the onion turns translucent. Keep stirring them constantly to avoid too much browning on one side, and also remember to add a pinch of salt while cooking the onions. This way it will make them sweat and cook them faster. Once the onion turns a little golden brown, add in the ginger garlic paste along with some chopped tomatoes. Now cook this until the tomatoes turn nice and mushy. Now add little turmeric powder, a hot variety of red chili powder, some coriander powder and a teaspoon of salt. Mix it well to combine and then cook the masala powders for about 5 minutes. To this tomato and onion base, add about a 1/4 cup of thick plain yogurt and cook it for 2 minutes or until it thickens a bit. Now that the base is ready, we can start adding the vegetables. I'm adding about 2 cups of mixed vegetables that includes carrot, beans, green peas, cauliflower and potatoes, along with some fresh mint leaves, fresh coriander leaves and also a little of fresh biryani masala or garam masala. Mix it up well and cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes. Some firm vegetables takes time to cook, so make sure they are about 50% cooked before we layer. Check for salt at this stage. A total of 2.5 to 2.75 teaspoon of salt is required for every cup of rice. A teaspoon of salt is added while cooking the rice and 1.5 teaspoon goes in for the base gravy. At this stage, our vegetable base is ready for layering. Let's transfer this and set it aside. Depending on your preference, you may either clean the pot or you may start the layering process. Begin the layering process by spreading a bed of the vegetable base to the bottom of the pan. This step is optional. Add some fresh cashew nuts to keep it rich and then layer it with some rice, followed by some fresh mint and coriander leaves on top. Repeat the process until you finish up all the rice and the base gravy, and then finally add some drizzle of saffron milk. About half a cup of milk mixed with some saffron. I'm adding it now and then during the layering process. The rice is about 70% cooked. The vegetable base accounts for about a cup of liquid measure. In addition to that, we are adding about half a cup of saffron milk. All these put together should be good enough to cook your rice to the perfect texture during the dum process. Once everything is layered, add a little ghee on top of the rice, and then now it's all set to be cooked. Now cover the pot, lock the lid, place the valve and bring it to the sealing position. There are a few ways to finish up this dum biryani process. You're going to choose one of the following options. Select the slow cook mode, and if you choose to go with the normal pressure, then go with an hour of cooking time. If you prefer high pressure under slow cook mode, cook it for about 30 minutes. Or if you have all the time in the world, then go with the low pressure slow cook mode for 2 hours. Today I'll be showing how to cook it over high pressure under slow cook mode, and that will be for 30 minutes. Like every other method, there are pros and cons, and Instant Pot is no exception. Adding a little extra water can make the rice at the bottom go mushy. Adding less will keep it dry and make it stick to the bottom of the pan. And on top of it, there are other factors like the quality or brand of the basmati rice, the soaking time, the cooking time, the liquid measure, and also the texture and consistency of your base gravy. Everything matters. Everything contributes to the final texture of your rice. So if any one of them goes bad, your final biryani is going to look a little different. With few trial and error, I found that these methods yield the best textured rice. So please select any one from the above. Once it's done, let the pressure set naturally and then open the lid. You can see it for yourself that the grains are separated, a little non-sticky. The rice also looks a little fluffy. At this stage, add a little ghee and garnish it with some fresh coriander leaves. Again, this step is optional. You may add some fried bread pieces to make it more attractive and gently mix to mix up the layers. As such, making biryani in an Instant Pot is very tricky, and making dum biryani is much more and is also time consuming. Patience is the key here to make the perfect biryani using an Instant Pot. I can assure you that following one of these methods will yield the best tasting layered dum biryani. Right after mixing the layers gently, immediately transfer the content to a tray or a container to avoid overcooking. And that's it, friends. Tasty vegetable dum biryani is all ready to be served. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.